In this video we're going to take a look at adding and subtracting with integers. Our first example is 4 take away 5. And I always like to think of the first number as a starting place. And then if we're going to add, I move up from the starting place. If we subtract, I'm going to move down from the starting place. So in our first example, we're starting at 4. And then because we're subtracting 5, that's telling me to go down 5 from there. And I often like to think about temperature. So 4 degrees and go down or get colder by 5 degrees, we end up at -1. In our next example, we're subtracting a negative, and I usually like to simplify those two symbols before I continue. Whenever we're adding a positive or subtracting a negative, when the symbols are the same, two minus symbols here. Whenever the symbols are the same there, we're going to just change to regular addition. So we're still starting at -3, but instead of saying that we're going to subtract -2, we've simplified to say that we're adding 2. So if I think about temperature, if it's -3 outside and it gets warmer or goes up by 2 degrees, I know that I'm going to end up at -1 degree. And in our last example, again, we do have two symbols right beside each other. We're adding a negative. Whenever those symbols are different, when we're adding a negative or subtracting a positive, we can simplify that double sign into just a regular subtraction. So we're still starting at the same number. We're starting with a 5. But then instead of saying that we're adding -3, we've simplified to say that we're subtracting 3. And 5 take away 3 is 2.